So how do the Buffalo Bills attack this offseason and free agency? Well, they're going to have to be creative. Why do I say that? They are $45 million over the salary cap. So they've got to be creative. They're going to have to be either restructure, focus on trades in the draft, and move on from guys. Okay. And here are guys that I would consider moving on from at this point if I were them. By the way, if you happen to be a Bills fan, no matter who your team is, and you enjoy this content, hit that like and subscribe button. I thank you so much for it. Enjoy the content. It's definitely helpful when you hit the like. And if you subscribe, you'll be kept in all the news when it comes to your team. No matter who your team is, let me know in the comments who they are. But if they happen to be the Bills, well, we're going to talk about them right now. The first player I would consider moving on from is Mitch Morse, offensive lineman. Okay. He comes with about a $11.5 million cap hit. So significant relief they would get. Number one. And again, for every guy I would release, I would focus on that position in the draft. So I would be focusing on a offensive lineman in the draft. Okay. Secondly, Nyheim Hines. Okay. Running back, about a $5 million cap hit. Another one I would focus on a running back in the draft. Then you have Deontay Hardy, wide receiver. Okay. Comes at about, I think, a $7 million cap hit. And then the gusto, the big one, Von Miller, linebacker. He was the big free agency get a couple years ago. A high-profile player came into the Buffalo Bills, and but he had some injuries this last year or so. And again, $23 million cap hit for him. So moving on, guys, will allow them, in my opinion, to be more aggressive in the draft, right? And I don't know what type of flexibility they would have in free agency, but I would at the very least get a running back, a wide receiver, an offensive lineman, and a linebacker in the draft, particularly in high round. I'd probably double up on each position because you'd be moving on from some pretty impactful players here. But we have to surround Josh Allen with a couple offensive weapons. We've got to replace Von Miller's impact on defense, and we have to protect the quarterback and the running back and the wide receivers with offensive line. So these are the guys I would consider moving on from, because the fact is they're going to have to move on from some players to get under the stranglehold that they're in. $45 million over the cap, which is absolute insanity. But I mean, Josh Allen himself comes with an almost $50 million cap hit, but he's the franchise quarterback, so he's a Hall of Fame trajectory. Career path right there. So they're not going to move on from Josh Allen. He's clear, hands away to their MVP player. But you let me know what your thoughts are. And again, whatever they can get in free agency, I would try to replace those positions in free agency too if I could. They'd have to be affordable value picks. But I would be focusing on being more aggressive in the draft if I were them, and potentially in trades too if they can move in the trade market. So that's what I would do right now. Once they do this, I think they'll be more aggressive in free agency. And then I'll put out another video, I think, once they clear some salary, because I do think they will clear some salary. How much, we don't know. But we'll have a better idea at some point, and then we'll do another updated free agent, targets for the Buffalo Bills. But this is, I think, a good approach for them, a smart approach for them. But you let me know what your thoughts are, gang. Load up the comments, and I'll talk to you next time.